I'm not sure if I left my. Oh, we're on. Hey, what's up, everybody?
What is up, all you peeps out there? Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, things of that nature, and everywhere else in between. It is good to see you. We are live and in living color.
Yes, that's right, package. The Cannonball and the Cannon are bringing you a special Friday night edition of voice acting.
Yes, and
where we continue to drive down the rabbit hole of just why, in God's name, is this young man, former thief, well, he calls himself a thief, is now a murder.
Whoa. Well, only one way. I mean, what? First a thief and now a murder? What else is gonna happen?
Well, there's only one way to find out, kids. Strap in and get ready.
Yep,
So,
buckle up, boneheads, because we could be going on a ride, baby.
All right, so let me go ahead and send out the tweet. Not the tweet, but the notifications to our homies that we're live a little early tonight. So let's go ahead and get in here.
Yeah, sure. While we're at it, I want to talk to you. Let me get a few things off my chest here a little bit. Not negatively, but just little things. First of all, happy Veterans Day to all of the veterans who have served our country, and may you be blessed with free food.
Well, I don't think it's just about free food package.
No.
I really think that it's about giving a small thank you to all those who gave their lives and serve. Not yeah, they gave some of their lives. They're still living, but they gave their service to this country, and we should be forever grateful for the sacrifices they made for us, so that we, the two of us, can sit here and freely do this stream. So, to all the vets out there, happy Veterans Day, and thank you for your service. And we appreciate you.
Unfortunately, I want to get to some bad news now. Not one, but two deaths have been recorded. One of which, in particular, has really hit me in my heart.
Me too.
First one being Gallagher, the same guy who, the same guy behind smashing watermelons with hammers. That Gallagher. He passed away suddenly, not earlier today. And another death that just sprung out earlier today.
Can I do this one package?
Yes, please.
The legendary Kevin Conroy, at the age of 66, has passed from this earth. Those of you who don't know who Kevin Conroy is, think back to the mid-90s when you were a kid and you watched Batman the Animated Series. Batman was that guy. Kevin Conroy was the Batman.
Oh,
and
yes.
for many, many years, he gave the voice of the Batman to the animated series. Whether it was, the TV show or the Arkham Asylum games, which really catapulted his legend into myth status, So our hearts go out to those in his family, obviously, and the millions and millions of fans around the world who were inspired by his take on the Caped Crusader. But my friend, we will now have a standard to compare other attempts at voicing the Batman against, because everybody he might have once said, I don't know if he did or not, but sometimes you think, what is the voice of that character? And now that voice is him.
Yeah,
that he is the voice.
Yeah, nobody does it better than nobody does it better than Kevin Conroy, nor will anyone ever.
Maybe one of these days we may find that somebody can take the mantle.
Well, that's just my humble opinion.
I mean, it's going to be difficult. Let's go ahead and put it that way.
Yeah, big shoes to fill for the next voice of Batman, whoever that may be.
Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm going to switch game.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, and he
I'm
a
tad under the weather.
Yeah, but he should be fine.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine.
What's up, amigo? You look rather sad. Maybe
maybe you got a touch of the blues. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to.
Hey, listen, partner. I don't like your tone and attitude.
Just trying to.
That guy's one of my favorites.
Absolutely, man. And I'm just trying to, test my raspy deepness and stuff.
Yeah, you're probably gonna need a lot of it, bud, because he's gonna be
He's
heavily present.
Oh yes, no doubt.
Well, I think there's one thing left to do.
Yeah, sure.
We got a different flavor for you this week. Blue Raz.
Yep.
So do me a favor, as always. Take your finger and put the pin on the grenade. What time is it, package?
Time to get bombed. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. And of course, I think there's another drink sitting in front of that one as well.
Oh yeah. Well, since it is the weekend, this stream is also unofficially brought to you by Ludington Bay Company's Tangelo Dream.
Yes.
It's a tasty sour. 5 stars on Untapped by yours truly. Go get yourself some. It's delicious.
Yep. And remember, don't drink and drive.
That's why I'm home, dude.
Of course.
Okay, boys, let's get ready.
What have we waited for?
I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, we got the store on because.
I saw
So
it.
we popped it over, and
Yeah, I've seen.
What do we got to say? Da 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 da.
Church.
Wrap this up just a bit. Don't need much. So press the X button.
Loading him up.
Turn this down because
Yeah,
I need to be able to hear my brother here.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a little crazy.
Got it.
Episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout. Now it's the Dead Turnabout. Part 3, Investigation into the murder of the CEO of KB Security. What? Yes, friends. So, I think I'm going to try to take a different route. I just want to try to feel my way through this investigation. But, if I'm stuck, we will consult the Book of Arguments.
Right.
Let us load the selected data. Let's go!
Let's go!
October 13th, 3:02 p.m. Writing Company law offices. Hey, before I press that button, we probably might want to make sure that those voices are really easy to get to. Real easy. Like, are you sure you're able to get there?
I'll get them.
Because we got a lot of liquid on this table here. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, we don't want to spill anything.
Heck no. All right. Don't jinx it, Cannonball.
All right, let's go.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, go.
I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again.
Well, supposedly, Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred.
No way, Jose. I don't buy it.
But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself. At least, from what I can understand.
Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick.
Well, how about we get started looking into the KB Security murder?
You think we're gonna get back to Twin Village for a real while, if that's alright?
Sure, but why?
I'm gonna bring this paper on back and have some people take a look at it.
Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with...
No, Mrs. Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness.
Poor girl still doesn't get
There
it.
she goes again.
Rose was so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot there's a murder to solve. Sacred urn given to pearls.
Yep.
Now remember, no fighting, okay?
I can't guarantee that. She's gone.
Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation.
All right, so let's talk and get some ideas. What do we do? So, what do we do now?
Isn't it obvious? We should get out there and investigate the murder.
Well, first, we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located.
Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She should know. The Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles.
Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you?
I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy.
Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight.
Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention center, too.
You must be relieved we got the sacred urn back, huh?
You bet. But there's something a little different about it.
Huh?
Don't question me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Amy, like it always used to.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before.
Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Amy's name into I Am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it.
Is it possible that an urn is a fake?
I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Karain Village.
Yeah, I suppose.
Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Karain Village in a long time.
Karain Village.
So, I guess people still go to Karain Village to do their training, right?
Yep. If you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training.
Bless you.
Excuse me. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya?
Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that.
A channeling dojo, huh? Let me start that over again. A channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is.
If you're gonna train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen.
So what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in her village happened because the power of channeling was misused.
When a medium uses the Karain technique, she temporarily loses her own will.
So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. Bang! That murder. It wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you?
I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all.
Sounds like being the master of Karain is going to be a heavy responsibility.
Yep, sure is.
Alright, well, I guess there's not much more to do here.
Let's go to,
So, there's a whole bunch of places to go.
yeah, let's get to Damascus Hideout. Talk to Desiree.
October 13th, Mask to Mask's Hideout. Mask to Mask's Hideout.
Yep.
Oh, Nicky boy, Maya.
Miss Delight,
All I wanted to do was help my dear honey.
yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case.
Don't say that, Nick. He doesn't need your help beating yourself up.
Hey, Nicky boy, please help honey. He's not the killer, I swear. My honey wouldn't touch a fly.
Alright, poke around and see what I can find out.
Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore.
I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side.
Let's
Alright,
talk.
well, let's talk to her.
Go on.
Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My honey would never, ever kill anyone. It's not just in him.
I don't think you would either, Nick.
Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard to imagine him just snapping and screaming, "Please die!"
He would never say that. Anyway, Miss Delight, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief.
I already told you, it's just a fantasy for him.
Miss Delight, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world.
What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my honey. We don't have any secrets between us. Honey isn't the deceiving type. He's so honest and he wouldn't even speak a nap. He
guess I just don't get it.
Huh? Get what?
I just can't understand how they can be so different, but yet be such a happy couple.
Yeah, they sure are different.
Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? If it's love itself sad. For me, anyway.
What? For you?
Check it out.
I hate these kinds of people more than anything.
You mean Ace Detectives?
No, I'm saying that these detectives.
So then you must mean thieves.
No, yeah, I do. I just hate thieves that pretend to be detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men.
Anyway, why did you go to Detective Atman's office anyway?
Well, as he travels on, his focus gets more and more anxious. I think they have to try to find out more about the real criminal.
A real criminal?
Oui. Obviously, the real Master Mask is most my honey, right?
Yeah.
And Detective Atman knows more about Master Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the great people around town segment on TV.
So then, you went there to ask him some questions?
That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. The secretary said the ace detective is in ink right now. But I forced my way past door and into his head out.
I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. And I didn't know he had a secretary.
What?
Well, we might meet her later on. Who
I don't
knows?
know.
That bag was sitting right there on top of the table.
Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too.
There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else.
Security.
Pardon me. Yeah, that stuff's going around.
Mr. Light, you know about KB Security?
Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my honey was.
She thinks he still works there, huh? But yet, according to what we heard today,
Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Light was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard.
Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore.
It looks like Mr. Light doesn't know.
The security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycles, at least.
Larry told me it takes me 30 minutes by car.
Well, as I leave, I tend to fly pretty fast on my back.
To make it to KB Security that fast, aren't you sure you aren't literally flying?
Why should I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now?
Hey. That's context, people. Context. No. I'll pass, thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is, and we'll go ourselves.
What a scaredy cat you are, Nick.
Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security.
Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick.
There's more to talk about.
Love at first sight, huh?
So was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight?
Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life.
Saved your life?
I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to turn into a little ball in a corner, so I fought back.
Robbers?
Oui, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears.
Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation.
Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you?
Oui, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right after those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. Please, stop it! He screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale.
That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people.
And crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself. He came to save me, a total stranger, all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me.
Wow, that's a great story.
See, you may not look at it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did.
That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess.
Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage.
With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. Because keep in mind, kids, in one of the last streams, that actually happened.
Yup. Yup.
Oh, he was sweating his nuts off, too.
You bet.
Okay, so let's see here.
Why don't we move to the detention center and talk to...
Yeah, talk to the husband, because Phoenix has some questions for him. October 13th, Detention Center, Visitors Room.
Hey, I told you, it's not me.
A sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence.
What do we got?
The messages here real quick.
What's this? Vanilla snowflake.
Let's just move on.
Let's go.
Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now.
Man, we don't have enough time as it is.
Yeah, well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. Yesterday they thought he was just a thief, but now they got a murder case on their hands.
I guess you're right. That guard over there looks a bit on edge, too.
Come on, just have to come back later.
Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick.
Okay, well, let's go to,
We're going to
Right Company Law Offices, then we'll go to,
that's KB Security. I'll go to Damascus Hideout and then go to KB Security. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, let's get there.
Okay, you know what to do. Da-da-da-da-da-da! George! October 13th, KB Security, CEO's office. Why is he half in the safe? Guess this is where it all went down, huh?
The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in the CEO's office.
What's that got to do with anything? Hey, it's you guys. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh?
Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made us real fools out of us.
Yeah, I feel for you.
Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserved, pal. Or something to that effect.
Do I really sound like that to you, pal?
If the gumshoe fits.
Whoa! Hey,
Whoa!
hey, that's a little.
Pump the brakes,
Hey,
kid.
time out! Time out!
Lord, we apologize.
Well, anyway, the point is, I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs, and I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives.
Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy.
This little love fest is over, and we need to start investigating.
Let's talk to
Let's
him.
talk to him. Yep. What happened?
Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder.
Yeah, okay. But the thing is, not really. I'm really not supposed to.
Hey, come on. What about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, and we need help.
Okay, I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal?
Okay, I won't cry on you, pal.
Gets him every time. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. Almost kind of looks like Burgermeister Meisterberg. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. Lord, I apologize. His corpse was discovered at 9 o'clock this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Probably an object in this room. Probably got hit with the safe. Happened at exactly the same time that Mask the Mask was stealing the urine, huh?
That's your report added to the court records.
3 cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head.
So why do you take almost an entire day to discover the body?
There's a good explanation for that one. Bowen's body was stashed away inside that safe. Oh. Safe? Oh, that's pretty big. Nobody had heard from him. When they opened the safe this morning, out he came. Oh, his body fell out. The bloodstream must be shaped from when he fell out.
I think you still need some more information about Mr. Billiard.
Maybe you could start by getting a man's name right.
Yeah, it's Bullard, not Billiard. Detective Act.
So, what happened to Mask the Mask?
He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again! He keeps yelling. Oh, no, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective at me? Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved.
Well, that's the detective I know and love.
Think about it. Abby was always around when a calling card showed up. He always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief. Hang on a second.
Whoa, wait a minute. What are these?
If that really was him, how come his mask fits over his face?
Well, and on top of that, what are these paint splotches doing on his uniform?
Oh, I didn't notice that before. Huh. That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective. That's all. But there's just one thing I can't figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tear of Manon case. There was a witness on that one.
A witness?
Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it.
Let's
The
take a look.
gem and the thief.
Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before?
Oh.
Wait a minute here. Could it be?
It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see. But now that she mentions it...
Newspaper clipping out of the court record.
You know what?
Is it?
Oh my lord. Is it too early to say, but is he actually the thief?
That guard?
Oh.
That guard.
That could be... I don't know. Let's find out.
No.
All right. Prosecutor Godot. Our minds are already spinning.
Ooh, that prosecutor. I really don't like that guy. We can use our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight.
Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot? He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I've never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere. That's right, he said this was his first case as a prosecutor. That is true, according to the records anyway. But, no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court. A maverick that gave me goosebumps.
Goosebumps? You?
Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way.
Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular.
No, that's not what I meant. But oh, guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret.
All right, let's investigate.
Let's investigate.
Take a look at this.
This rope. You think it fell out of the safe when it was open?
I don't think so.
So, you mean...
Yeah, I think the string shows where and how the corpse was lying.
You mean the victim? He was killed by being crushed by the safe door?
She can't be serious. Can she?
Let's take a look at the safe.
You think about it. That guy was laying in here all night.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none. Well, somebody opened this safe on the night of the crime, right?
Yeah, and so?
Well, if Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready? Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open this safe, pal. Yeah, and everyone that knows how to open this safe had airtight alibis. I checked. Everyone except one, that is. I'm almost afraid to ask. Former security chief, Rhonda Light.
What? Rhonda Light? He was a security chief?
Ron? So he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal.
Well, let's take a look at the chair. Take a look at the chair.
Alright. No clues
How
here.
about the desk?
This must be the CEO's desk. Lots simpler than I would have thought.
Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out just for a second. Ooh, nice. I feel like just like a CEO. Hey, you. Let me have a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. Ah, this is life.
The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know.
Ah!
Okay, let's get to
Well,
the...
yeah, but what's that?
Oh, there's a button here. Let's see.
Oh, shit! Hey, cut it out! Don't press that!
That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that.
What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says right there on the panel.
Oops. You're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first?
Oh, come on, Maya.
Really?
This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Really? It was possible in the night of the crime.
Ooh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer?
Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there, but they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way. Just so you know. You better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer.
Emergency buzzer and a court record. Now let's take a look at that binder. See what that is.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Check out this big, thick binder here.
Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick.
Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah,
What did you find out, Nick?
this file. It's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Mask to Mask. It's filled with info on him.
What? What kind of info?
It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods in the crime scenes.
Hey, Nick, look at the last page.
It's a list. Let's see. Tier of Manon, $100,000.
Whoa.
This looks like a list of all the treasures that Mask to Mask stole.
So then $100,000 is the value of the stolen item?
I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list.
Yep. Sure, why not? Now talk to Gumshoe about Bullard. Show him Bullard.
Oh, yeah, I guess we're just going to go ahead and ride the gravy train here.
Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebard.
That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard, pal.
Oh yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me.
Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now. Why would you admit that publicly?
Okay, Nick, now's our chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask.
We'll talk to him.
can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard?
He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway?
Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of work. Oh, and? Man, I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber.
Really? Me too. I just love money. I can't ever get enough.
Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions.
Oh, well that's my problem. I need to be shiftier.
Let me go already. Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies.
Ooh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded.
Yeah. Oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Mask to Mask.
What? Really?
Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh?
Well, when we go to the basement hall, the security room.
Charge! October 13th. KB Security. Security guard office. Look at that orange coat.
It could only mean one thing.
It looks familiar, actually. It kind of reminds me of Damon Gant, actually.
No, actually,
I know. That's my first impression.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Let me see. Wow, this is really something else.
For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure.
KB Security guard. Uh-oh, I just remembered. Larry might be.
hey, Nick, what's up?
Oh God. So he is here.
Yo, how's it hanging, dude? You got my sweet little Maya with you too.
Hi, Larry.
Here I was working my fingers to the bone. And in walks an angel. I got no problems with a daytime date. It's all good.
No, no, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case.
Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you?
He's so hopelessly clueless.
Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you.
Really? What is it?
Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya, but Nick, here's a different story.
Oh, Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies.
That was then, this is now. Talk
Oh
to
my
me.
God! All right, well, get it. So what? So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry?
Hey, I'm a guard. Bro, I can't just give away information for free.
What's a bribe? I thought professionals were I don't know, honest. Can you talk to him, Maya?
Larry, tell us already. What's the good info?
Hey, I like that. This kitten has got some claws. Okay, you really want to know?
Yes, so tell me.
Okay, so the thing is, Ron Delight was an employee here. And naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me?
Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on.
Well, 1 year ago, Ron Delight was fired.
Oh, that's even worse.
And there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful.
I guess you must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that.
Like maybe skipping out of work to go pick up hot chicks or something.
No, that's just you. So, okay, gotta get some more energy in here. This Tangelo dream, though, is absolutely fabulous.
Oh yeah, that's it.
So, what is it like to be a part-time security guard?
Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me. I get by all right, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors all the time.
Monitors?
There's security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out.
Oh,
And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams.
what teams?
The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. but I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling him.
So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you?
Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment, and I'm dumb.
Well, again, why would you admit that publicly? Even if it's part-time and you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here.
Hey, give me a break. Don't try to pin the whole thing on me. That's not fair, Nick.
Huh?
I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility.
Anyway, the point is you were here that night, right? Oh, Cyclops.
Yikes.
Oh no. I knew something smelled bad, and it was the butts after all.
Well, it's like I always say, that was then, and this is now, okay?
Looks like I'm gonna have to break a Cyclops after all.
Well, I think we can do just that, so guess what time it is?
Oh, really? It's already time to do that?
Yep, let's do it. Ready?
All right,
1,
so,
2, 3. Morphin' time!
It's morphin' time. Hold on.
No, you gotta go back up. Back up.
Every time.
Now I got it.
Ready? Ready?
It's morphin' time!
Take that! The night of the crime. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to?
What? Huh? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been?
But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Ms. Delight?
But that was that, and this is this.
Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night too?
Never. I didn't sneak out. I tell you what. I'll even bet you $1.
Dollar. Wow, that's confidence.
What's with that drenched in the rain puppy look on your face? You have any evidence that I left my position, or you just pull my chain?
Evidence Larry was not manning a station when the murder happened is
His wallet.
Yep. They found the KB security building at 1 a.m. the night of the crime. Boom. This wallet. You know about this, right?
I've never seen it before.
Liar. You hand-delivered this wallet to Ms. Delight just yesterday.
Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens.
Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time was it when you found this wallet?
I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of our company building. 1 o'clock in the morning?
That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office.
Ah! Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about.
What's that?
My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before that.
What do you mean by that?
If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine.
Oh, shut up. Why do I have the feeling he still doesn't get the seriousness of this? Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 p.m. during your shift.
It's that card, remember? That security card?
Yep. Larry, when you use this key card, does it leave a record?
Yeah, it does. But I can't show the record just anyone, you know.
That key card data was already made public in the trial today.
What? I didn't know that. Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me.
Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder.
No way!
Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift.
Oh.
Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time.
God, no!
All right. He's just a...
Unlock successful.
Oh, I knew it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault.
Larry,
There was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man.
What happened that night anyway?
My Donna happened.
huh? Your Donna?
I had a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, my Donna called and said I had to talk to you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to her.
Who was?
Her new boyfriend. It was like some horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally I'm the one that does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya?
Yeah?
So is that why you left the security guard office?
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. How can I ever make up for it, Nick? What can I do? What?
Dork.
Ugh.
He's curled up on the floor crying like a baby.
Oh,
Nick, is there anything I can do? Anything. Just name it. I'll do whatever I have to do to make up for it. I swear I will.
Larry?
Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we got?
She's right. Maybe we'll get at least one bit of useful information from him.
Yay!
Alright, so we're gonna present something. What will we present?
Let's see. The buzzer.
The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right?
That's right. Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya.
Huh?
Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to rescue, like the professional guard I am.
Oh my god.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Thanks. I tried.
Do you think you can tell us about the buzzer now?
Yes, please. Please tell us.
Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wow. Well,
Oh, now I gotta talk to him.
Mercy.
Oops, my bad.
Sorry about that. That's
Well,
what
but
I'm
still, I mean, non-delay was fired. I mean,
Yeah.
what was he fired for, I wonder?
Mercy.
I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier.
Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh?
You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office?
Well, this is the third floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the first floor. I thought it would be a good idea to adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary.
It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet.
Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night?
There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right?
Of course I did, and I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either.
You think you could take just one more look for me? For me, please?
Okay. I just can't say an idiot, Maya.
What do you think, Nick?
Probably right. I don't think even Larry can make a mistake like that.
Whoa!
What is it? What's wrong?
I made a mistake!
Huh? But how?
It can't be. It's impossible.
Okay, enough already. What about the records?
That night, it went off just once in the morning at around 1 a.m.
Oh.
1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened.
Really? Are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be.
Well, there you go. He tried to defend himself.
Yep.
Damn. I'm gonna start looking around. What's this? This thing is so obvious. Something is written on this poster in fine print.
A guard's five commandments? Wow, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. Number 1, obey thy superiors. Number 2, respect thy superiors. Number 3, smile at thy superiors. Number 4, salute thy superiors. Number 5, buy donuts for thy superior upon command. It's signed Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor.
No!
What?
We're not gonna see that old bag again, are we?
No. He's one tough old bird, let me tell you. Bossor, you come face to face with a real, genuine ray gun.
Oh my god, not that thing again. Oh. Yeah, sounds scary, all right.
Well, fortunately, she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now.
Oh, thank God. Hey, Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it?
That's right.
Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever?
Yeah, sure. I was told to never ever touch that lever. Just scowled and huffed it. Something terrible happened to do. Got it, greenhorn?
So, why hang your jacket on such an important lever?
Because it got me curious. Jacket's weight pulls the lever down. That's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what'll happen, huh?
It's true. It's killing me too. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, but for a different reason.
Alright.
Okay, so there's a couple of other things here. What's this?
That's my partner's seat.
Your partner?
Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old lady.
There's tea spilled all over that machine, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. It still works fine, more or less. They really know how to build it.
Yep, there's the chocolate milk.
The screens there show what's going on all over the building, everywhere. It's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them.
That wouldn't sound so smug.
You watching regular TV on those two?
If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry.
Hey, Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on.
How do you know that, Larry?
Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. I know what you're thinking. It was a professional investigation, alright?
Oh my god. Alright, so now what?
Let's see. Now we're gonna go to the main exhibition.
Alright, so we gotta move.
Back to the CEO's office. Exhibition.
Alright. October 13th. Lord Lee Taylor, main exhibition hall.
The church's aquarium exhibit is all ruined now.
Maya.
Sorry, it's just so sad. It's so great chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling.
Maybe I can cheer her up somehow. Maybe take her to see the Steel Samurai. Yeah. Well, now that we've got the sacred urn back, maybe they can reopen it?
Really?
Sure. Maybe we can label it the Urn of Master Mask's Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention.
Whoa! Whoa! That's brilliant, Nick! We can clean up and be filthy rich! Woohoo!
Wow, that was surprisingly easy.
Alright, let's move to the basement.
The warehouse. October 13th. Lord Lee Taylor, basement warehouse. Now what's all this orange?
Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright.
Miss Andrews, what's she still hanging around down here for?
So, how's it going? What about the sacred urn?
The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already.
What do you mean, oh that?
Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found?
Yes. It was brought in during the trial today.
Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it.
Oh, come on.
It was Master Mask's wife that found it.
Well, anyway, I'm so relieved.
Alright, let's talk to her. Yes, I did.
I just heard all about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along.
Looks that way right now.
It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring the mask to guard the treasures.
Don't blame yourself. You're just doing your job.
Hey Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Detective at me again?
About 20 days ago.
When was it that Master Mask calling card arrived?
That was about 10 days ago.
So he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard.
I guess that's it then. Detective Atney must have really wanted the sacred urn after all.
Guess so.
Night of the crime.
What? So Master Mask murdered someone as well?
Well, that's how things look right now.
Yes, but I thought that he was here stealing their urn at the time.
Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything is possible.
Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atme?
No, I couldn't have. After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him.
He claims that's the way he always operates.
That's just what he says so he can have an alibi where he commits the thefts himself.
Yeah, he was caught in a crime scene photo dressed up as Master Mask pretty well. Except how did that mask fit over his nose?
Good question. Sacred urn.
I'm so glad you got your sacred urn back.
Yes, there's still something that bothers me about it.
What is it?
I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different.
Really?
You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews?
No, I don't know anything. Why would I?
Uh-oh. It's that ugly chastity belt again.
Cyclops!
What do you think this means, Nick?
It means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the sacred urn is our very own Ms. Andrews.
Well, I don't think we have the evidence to prove that just yet. So let me see.
We can start looking around while you're doing that. What's this box? That pathetic looking wooden box.
Ah! That's the box that had the sacred urn in it!
Don't touch it. Maybe clues to the thief's identity.
I worked so hard to make that box.
Huh? You made that poor excuse for a box, Maya?
What's that supposed to mean? I was so proud of it.
Oh, Maya. It would have been better if Master Mask had taken the box, too.
Okay, well, the book is telling you to go to the detention center.
Well, maybe we gotta talk to what's-his-nuts again.
Yeah, Ron Delight. What does he have to say? At the exhibition hall, back to the detention center,
Right in government law offices.
and then the detention center. Now you can talk to him.
October 13th, detention center, visitors room.
Ah, Mr. Wright. Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation?
Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore.
Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you?
Well, you see,
On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor Department Store, a blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then, that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it.
okay.
Talk. Master Mask. Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you are Master Mask?
Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday?
That was a quick response.
Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating.
But listen, Mr. Delight, at the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we?
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Now here I am, the tragic clown.
I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole that urn.
Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time.
So then the person dressed up as Master Mask in this photo.
It's gotta be Detective Atme.
Hey,
Buddy!
Hey!
Big Willie Dubs is in the house. Thank you so much for the like. How you doing, man?
Oh man, it's been a full minute too.
Yeah. Sorry, Mr. Chet there, buddy. But hey.
Well, maybe we didn't. Maybe we just caught it.
Yeah, maybe
So,
I just caught it. I'll tell you that much.
fist bump.
Fist bump. Over in the stream, buddy.
So okay, so the night of the crime. So that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right?
Yes. I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should.
Alright, what happened next?
Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the key card to unlock the door.
Probably when he dropped his wallet.
When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there.
Someone?
Uh-oh. That... could it be? And suddenly they bashed me over the head. Bam!
Really?
Was it Cannonball that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. Huh? The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself.
Hold up.
Hold it.
Wait a minute. We thought he was in the safe, so what happened?
Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body.
So that's why you put it in the safe?
Yes, that's right.
How do you...
I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it.
Okay, and what did you do after that?
Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building, so I knew how to avoid being spotted by them.
Nick, all of a sudden Mr. Light kind of sounds like the murderer to me.
Please don't say that.
Why you were fired?
Mr. Light, is it true that 1 year ago you were forced to quit AB Security?
How did you? I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please!
Don't worry, you haven't told anyone yet.
Thank goodness. No, but I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually.
Why have you been hiding it from her anyway?
Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living the life of a crime. A criminal, a thief. She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over.
Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place?
Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money, except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway.
He became the mask for Desiree, huh?
Well, let's present something.
Alright.
I would say... present the newspaper. This one. Hey! This is an article about my debut heist. Boy, that was a tough one. Oh, I knew it. They were hot on my trail.
But Master Mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared.
That's right. I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Master Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, eh?
Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone. Regarding this photo, is this you, Mr. Delight?
See what I'm telling you?
Get there.
See what I'm telling you? That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Roger that,
We'll be
Will.
right back. Okay.
Roger that, Will. Take your time.
Nice and easy to figure out. Even Pearls could see through that in a heartbeat.
Newspaper clipping updated in the court record. As you might expect, Detective Atney found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective.
Detective Atney found the mask disguise? That's interesting.
Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him.
So that's it. That's when Atney got his hands on this.
Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume.
That must have been really time-consuming, huh?
Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters.
First,
Blackmail letters?
you got them starting when? Tell me more, now!
Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. Talk to him. Blackmail.
This blackmail letter, is this the first one you got?
No, of course not. This is the first one that ever pulled me out to a specific location.
So did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, it was just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it.
So someone found out about your true identity just like that?
It's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal.
Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What do you mean you had to give it up?
Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000.
No one said anything about me being worried, you know.
After that, I started getting the plans in the mail.
Plans?
Heist plan.
What are these plans you're talking about?
They are instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training.
So you mean that the one who planned the heist wasn't you?
No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Sounds like Mr. Wright is thinking of the person that was blackmailing him.
Hey, hot take. Maybe his wife was blackmailing him.
What?
Ooh.
What?
Let's find out.
Well,
Rhonda Light was mask to mask after all. But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned them all out in detail.
all I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail.
Did you try not to look so gleeful about it?
Oh, you went after the sacred urn because of one of those plans, too?
Well, the truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal.
Mr. Delight, is everything you've just told me the truth?
Yes, but please don't tell Jesse, okay? Ron's testimony out of the court record. That's gonna be important now.
Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
Yes, but please don't hurt me.
Mr. Kane Bowler, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him?
Yes, of course. I could never. I'm not lying. All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday.
Why?
Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right?
I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight.
Guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word.
Mystic Maya!
Hey, Pearly,
I'm back.
Hey, Pearls, so what have you been up to this whole time?
The sacred arm, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Queen Phyllis to have it examined.
and what did you find out?
Now there's no need to worry. They say it's a real urn.
Phew, that's a relief. I was really worried.
But there's one small problem.
Problem?
These cute little pink splotches. They said that it's pink, and that they were put on the art recently.
Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? We gotta find out how they got there. That's the big deal.
Yes, Mr. Nick, we gotta find out how they got there.
Okay. Go find out how they got there.
Please don't forget about me. We're refiled the court record. I guess there's only one thing left to do. Go back to the basement and unlock those cyclops.
Oh, back to,
Yeah, the basement warehouse. At the Lord Retailer. Roof.
Because really,
Guess what? Okay.
October 13th, Lord Lee Taylor, Basement Warehouse.
Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you.
Hello there.
I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to?
Well, actually, I was having this urn examined.
Oh, I see.
Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened.
Nick, let's look around one more time.
Okay, but let's examine.
Yeah, let's examine. Because I want to look at this box. This box. There's something about it that's bothering me.
That's the box the sacred urn was in.
Looks like there's some pink paint on it too.
And it's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn.
I think I know how the paint got on it now.
All right, let's investigate again, Nick.
Urn box out of the court record. Let's go to the back.
Yeah, let's
the
look
pink
at this.
spot. Right there.
Looks to me like it's been dry for several days.
There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is also shaped oddly, and it's shelled in pink.
Mr. Nick, could it be like this odd shape is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it.
Ah, that's the box the sacred urn was in.
Look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well.
Wow, you're right. Look, it matches.
What is it, Mr. Nick?
This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would.
Pink marks out of the court record.
I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn.
Well, what are we waiting for? You know what time it is?
Okay.
Go back. Yeah, guess what time it is, folks?
Morphin' time! That's my favorite part. The sacred urn. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn?
Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit.
The urn that was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before.
Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake.
Fake?
You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine?
Itself.
Yeah, take a look. Yeah, present it then.
Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to Corain Village and had it examined.
Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how.
What she discovered was that the urn had been broken. Again.
Did you say again?
Yes, it was broken once a year ago. Now it looks like the same thing has happened. Quite recently, too.
Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
How do you think it was broken recently? How do you know?
Well,
It's either the box or the pipes.
what about the treasure exhibit poster? What about that?
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah. Take that.
This poster, it was made recently, right?
Poster? Ah, the poster for the exhibit.
At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said, "I am" on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Amy. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed.
Ah! I am. What's that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken.
That was a mistake. Now tell the truth.
Wait.
Or,
Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it.
huh?
Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened.
Looks like she's not going to give up that last psych block so easy.
Do you have any proof the urn was broken here at Worley Taylor?
Well, let's see. What about the pink marks?
Yeah, we can try that. Well, Ms. Andrews,
What is this supposed to mean?
there's pink paint all over this urn. And there's pink paint all over the floor and walls of this basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken here. Can't weasel out of this one, Miss Andrews.
But
Trying to make her escape.
you can get pink paint anywhere.
Well, there's There's none in my office, that's for sure.
Well, there is in my room.
Liar.
Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor, there's no proof that it's the same paint.
Come on, this is getting ridiculous. The proof linking the paint on the urn to the paint on the floor is the box.
The box.
This box. The urn was stored in this, right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, there's pink paint on this box as well.
Ah,
I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you?
yes, more or less.
The paint on the floor has an odd shape imprinted in it, doesn't it?
Yes,
If you put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means this box was dropped right over there. And that is when the urn was broken.
your name does you justice, Mr. Wright.
Well, that
There we
cleaned
go.
it up. Here we go.
Unlock successful.
Secret, talk to her.
I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn.
Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher.
I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did.
Well, it's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearlie?
No, not at all. I know just how she feels.
It happened about 2 weeks ago. Just after the poster photo was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box. When I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance, the box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise, and I thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box, and that's when it happened. Broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream.
I can totally see how that could have happened.
Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands.
Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Crane Village. So I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big.
And that's when the I am got changed to Amy?
I didn't know how it was originally written. And any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Amy.
Are you the same person? Really?
Oh, Pearls. Said she wasn't very good at spelling.
Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one had seen it since then.
Secret updated.
All right.
But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains.
Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it.
The Amy face statue. Aha! The first time that we came down here was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen.
Maybe she did. But there were no paint marks on the walls or floor of the warehouse when we were here.
Well, there is a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain trading camp.
And
I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
now it makes perfect sense.
But there's still one thing I find strange.
What is it, Pearl?
The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible.
She's right about that. Well, Ms. Andrews?
What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again?
Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why?
The day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved. But why?
Babyface golden statue updated in the court record.
It looks like there's a connection between the sacred urn and the murder case.
Why? Why do you think so, Nick?
Because that night, the real thief, Rhonda Light, was at KB security. So then why did another mask to mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. Now remember that costume had a bunch of crap on it.
Well, I think the poster itself had a bunch of baby. That's probably what it was.
Oh, all right. Yes, we will save our progress, and it's only an hour and 20 minutes.
So let's keep going. Let's finish this.
Ta-da-da-da-da-da!
Charge! Once again, I want to thank Will Waters for joining the chat.
Big Willie Dubs, we love you so much. October 14th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 4.
Hey, Nick,
What is it this time?
you won't believe how many people are here for the trial.
Well, it is a murder case.
What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door.
Next door?
Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atney's trial today.
Detective Atney?
They say they're going to try him as mask to mask.
Already? That was fast.
Well, I'd love to see mask to mask trial.
I know.
By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore.
I know
I know you don't like me.
Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since that incident last year.
Please, don't ignore me.
Oh, Miss Blank, good morning.
No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone.
Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec.
You don't mean you're the murderer?
No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right.
Now let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending him to help him commit the heists.
You really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick?
You know something? Maybe Detective Atney isn't necessarily a thief, but maybe he was blackmailing one. Because didn't he keep having to be his constant nemesis?
Right? Think about this.
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? Let's just take our own time like always.
I'm afraid that's not an option.
Well,
October 14th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 6. All right, let's lock and load here. It's about to get crazy.
order, all rise.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor.
You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the week.
Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot.
There's a chap from Big Willie Dubs over there. Welcome back, Willie Dubs.
He's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again.
Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all.
I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot.
Ha! Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that's exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right?
Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Wow. The judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day.
And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. The little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant.
Very well then, Mr. Godot, please call your first witness.
I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Godot, your witness?
Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify.
You've got guts, Trite.
All right then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
Where do I put it? Just kidding. No.
You did it, didn't you?
Yes.
What?
No. That's not true.
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making.
And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin.
Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Well, that's kind of hard to say. Well, I wish I could go home.
Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
My visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny.
You never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
All right.
Here we go.
That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. Continue. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. Press.
Hold it. It ordered you there?
It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this or take that.
Hold it. Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do?
Press hard.
So what did the blackmail letter in question say?
It said to bring $50,000. Wait a minute.
Hang on.
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yep, said $50,000. He's right.
Yep. Yes.
Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder.
Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Oh, is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Muddy Mudskipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. Muddy Mudskipper, remember him?
The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. Press.
Hold it. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said, if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure I was referring to the whole mask thing, but I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me.
He didn't?
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me, just as long as Desi believes in me.
That's why Mr. Light didn't believe he was mask to mask.
That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago. Press.
Used to be a security chief of KB Security, right?
Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice.
Oh shit, here we go.
Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say?
This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject?
Why he was fired.
Life after?
No, why he was fired.
Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well,
The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that.
Okay, then I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question.
I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby.
Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick?
My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company.
Oh,
What?
shit. Come again?
KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was the security team chief,
You stole some data and sold it.
That's bad.
Mr. Bullard found out, and I was fired immediately.
What? I wish I'd never asked that.
I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own.
What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that.
He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed, and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster.
He fired me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know about that. Press.
Why would you do something like that?
Well, for Desi's hobby, what else?
Wasting money, huh?
It's not a waste!
So, Miss Light doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she?
So it would seem.
I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other.
I can't believe it. This case has gotten even Maya to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there?
Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me.
Uh-oh. I got a bad feeling about this. You better be careful.
But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth.
Yeah.
That evening around... Continue. Continue.
Press that. Hold it. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
Blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure I was referring to the whole mask thing.
Objection! I'm afraid that reason isn't gonna hold up anymore.
What do you mean?
The victim had no proof the defendant was mask to mask, but you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier.
But that was all over with once I was fired. But it is true that the fact I stole secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there was no reason for me to pay up now, a whole year later.
Is that really true?
What is it, Nick?
The fact that Ron was stealing company data, I wonder if he would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge.
Yes, he would.
Mr. Delight, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public.
Well, Mr. Wright, what are you trying to do by bullying your own client?
Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow.
That's exactly right.
Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo.
Little lawyer amigo.
Yes, now come on. Provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data stealing secret from going public?
Isn't it obvious you didn't want his wife to find out?
Exactly. I'm gonna press on that.
So that's what I'm going to present. Yeah, his wife.
Take that.
Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
Huh? What doesn't?
I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Ms. Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife.
Listen to me, my Tessie. Jeez.
Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins.
Godot.
Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
No! Everything is falling neatly into place for him.
Don't talk about my Tessie like that. Oh, you'll be sorry.
He's gonna windmill him?
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick?
I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears.
Oh boy.
The CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Butler was lying there, dead.
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Master Mask struck him on the head from behind.
Of course, since Atney turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie.
Ha! No one's gonna believe a pathetic lie like that.
Well, what are you saying? I really was attacked.
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend.
You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it.
CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Continue. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. Continue. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed.
Wearing what? Hold it. That? Could you please clarify what you are referring to?
Why, my mask to mask costume, of course.
But wait just a moment. Mask to mask?
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as mask to mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security.
What? Huh?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this.
I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Even I didn't know that. Seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets.
Sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just...
My sixth cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my mask-to-mask costume. Press.
Hold it. Why were you dressed up as mask to mask?
Why? Because I'm mask-to-mask, of course.
But what are you talking about? Master Mask's trial is being held next door.
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the mask-to-mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expected.
Took a lot longer? What is he talking about?
Press harder.
Absolutely. What do you mean by took a lot longer?
Opening the safe, of course.
What?
My cape got caught in the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullett's body.
What was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
What?
The answer is simple. When they take them off.
What? That makes no sense.
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
You mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer?
So you're not as stupid as you look.
His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Uh-oh. It's like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge.
I panicked and hit the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes to present something. What about 10? What do you mean 10 minutes? What about the buzzer?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that buzzer was wrong. Objection! Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Rondelite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way.
Objection. Let's remember who we're dealing with. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
Objection! Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about that.
Objection. But, as it turns out, the guard never came.
That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Objection. Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
Objection! This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Fine. Let's hear your theory.
Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious, so he fainted.
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So what are you trying to say?
Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection! This is preposterous. This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard.
Objection! Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was the victim, of course.
Makes sense.
He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button.
So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene. But how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? I can prove it,
I can prove it all right.
because Kane Bullard wasn't wearing gloves. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. That could be a profile.
Yeah, no, just the officer's buzzer. Because there was no there was his fingerprint. Let's press the buzzer.
There are no fingerprints on it.
Take that.
I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer. Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not.
Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who's clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Objection! Ron Delight obviously wiped them off.
Objection! Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button. I know he did.
Objection! The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask to Mask. And Mask to Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order, order, order.
It would seem I've been forced to eat crow.
I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden?
It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're on you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to...
And Mr. Delight just happened to walk in when the murder was taking place, right?
The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer.
Even though security was supposed to respond right away, the buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well, then.
You've got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
Call the security guard.
The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
But do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes, although as it turned out, he never showed up.
Because he was getting his clock clean at the time.
Ha! What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard and turned himself in.
No, sir. No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Rhonda Light, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
I know that shadow.
I know that shadow too. How do we connect his dots?
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Rhonda Light.
And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer.
Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Rhonda Light for the murder. Took a nasty drink of coffee.
Order.
Order. Order.
It would seem. I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made into a spit take with a cup of coffee.
Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one who only masked the mask.
Nick, you mean the real killer is...
We're gonna drag that person in here right now.
But, who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So, the killer used them to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Rhonda Light for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Well, we already know who it is, because the shadow is this crazy bastard right here.
Yes.
Detective Luke Atme. He's the only one who could have done it.
Ace detective? Look at me?
You mean Master Mask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask Damask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Order. Order. Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
Not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as Mask the Mask.
Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
We're found guilty?
Mask the Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask the Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict? As an alibi?
You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. If we're gonna stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course, that's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Mr. Luke Atme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight will be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
But that's only good when your life's the end.
Mr. Wright, I believe in you.
Mr. Delight?
No, please. I'm begging you.
Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this?
Phoenix,
Huh? What was that?
don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust.
That voice. It sounds like Mia.
Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess.
So that's your answer, huh?
Very well, I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. October 14th, 11:58 a.m. District Court. Court number 5. Number 5.
Well, Sir Detective Atlee.
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective Atlee. You were the one who...
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant, Luke Atme.
Hold it! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please.
Well, Sir Lawyer. Welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser, eh?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme.
Accusation? You accuse Master Mask?
That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
Yeah, he's definitely.
Yeah, that judge's younger brother. That may have been his younger brother. You mean he'd be Canadian?
Well, still. Okay, how do you feel about continuing this trial? Or we're right at the 2-hour mark. What do you say?
We're in the finish line. Let's finish this.
Okay, if you say so. Save your progress. Oh, right, yes. And we're at part 4 too. Let's go! October 14th, 12:14 p.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 4.
My sis?
Could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
Well then, she's still alive. Inside your heart.
Pinky boy,
Oh, Ms. Delight.
is it true that Detective is serial killer?
To be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one who could have done it.
Definitely, but yeah.
But wasn't he at Bloody Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atlee want to kill King Bullard?
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. We need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later.
Well,
All right, here we go.
charge.
October 14th, 12:21 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 6.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
Well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Master Mask.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid you and the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask to Mask.
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did more fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
You continue to insist that you are, in fact, Master Mask.
Of course.
Very well then, Luke Acme, let us begin with this simple question. On October the 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Atme. Night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder.
Seems the main point of discussion would be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. There's the paint splotches there, plus his face.
Even the great Master Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Hold it! Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi.
Stealing the urn as Master Mask, just as I announced I would.
Continue.
I had more than enough time to prepare. It's a pathetically easy job.
Press. Hold it.
I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lord Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd.
The photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness.
Continue.
The time at which the camera captured Master Mask was the same time as the murder.
Press.
Hold it! About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, didn't you, don't you?
It says that does say midnight.
12:50.
12:58, but yeah. But the murder took place at 1:02.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was like 4 minutes off.
well, still, how do you get there in 4 minutes?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lord Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lord Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see. Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
So this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities. Either the Master Mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is.
Continue. Continue. Words, press that. Hold it.
So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct?
Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime.
Surely even you understand by now.
Yeah, but here's the question. Which crime?
Lordly Taylor provided that camera. There is no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Cain Bullard unless I had an accomplice.
Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? You bet there is.
Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night.
That paint splotch.
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photograph do you find funny?
Yeah, the paint splotch.
Look at this photograph.
Every
Every
time-
time I do it makes me laugh.
Take that. The funny part is right here.
Why, this is a blood stain. Ah, blood! Now this case gets getting interesting.
Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And peach-colored at that.
From blood to peaches. Judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Oh, yeah? Namely that statue.
Ha! Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
The statue.
The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following.
Well, there is a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I myself was there the night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
Objection! When I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, the statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night?
Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
Look at me. That ace detective.
He moved it. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atme.
Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
Very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue?
The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins.
Now, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Luke Atme, you pretended to be Master Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film in a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does the lie exist?
The timestamp. Right there.
Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atney went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time. Heh.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was the statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well,
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Luke Atney had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. So, in order to create an alibi for that time...
Hold that thought. Thank you so much for the like, Nate Blessing. Thank you so much.
Hey, listen, I caught it first. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. Oh!
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atney must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atney had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Ah!
order! Mr. Atney, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
Data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. Objection! It's true that the camera had been set up by Lord Taylor's staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this? Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down.
My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during the trial, which means I'm still good to the last drop.
However, the defense has a very good point.
A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on the road of infinite points.
He's got his point mixed up with his other point.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is?
that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Damask,
Yes?
there's no funny business in your actions as Master Damask. There should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
All right, here we go. Sacred Urn.
I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box in Zavari. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. The At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
I don't know about that.
That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it?
Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Zavari.
Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Sacred urn heist. All right.
Just received a request from Lord Detail about 20 days ago.
Continue.
Urn was placed in a box in Zavari. It was then sent to the warehouse.
Was it really? Present some.
The box itself.
No. Mass calling card. Sent before a heist.
To the security at Lord Taylor, I will be coming to purloin the most priceless work of art on display at our Treasures of Korean exhibit. Take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? Huh. Do I want to present the calling card?
Yeah, present that.
Objection! Mr. Atme, if you really are Master Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct?
But of course.
Is there a problem with that calling card?
Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that the Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true, but sir, what?
Truth be told, there is no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern.
What do you mean?
This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite.
The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
You can't be serious.
And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Adme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water.
No!
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
All right, that did it. He's broken.
Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose.
Huh?
It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Master Mask. Now, we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
Well, that's a good point.
No way! Don't fall for that too, Your Honor!
You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Kane Bullard. And let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
Yep, we have to establish a motive.
An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright. Motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest?
Nick, he's getting a second wind.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective?
Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, sir, old-timer.
We're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance.
Motive for murder. Witness testimony.
I, Luke Atney, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Cain Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask the Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Cain Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
So the victim, Cain Bullard, blackmailed the defendant.
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
Well, what?
Blackmail letter updated.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
They all make sense, so why would he want to do it?
Had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever.
Continue.
Cain Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was.
Continue.
It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight.
Present that letter.
Present the letter.
Yeah, just take a look at it. See what it says.
If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. on October 12th and bring $50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead.
Huh?
How would he know about the red diamond?
Well, present it. See what happens.
Objection! Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atney?
Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's all right.
When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction.
Contradiction?
I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You're one to talk.
At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed. Time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence and the content of the blackmail letter.
The newspaper clip. About first heist. Garden photo is Take that.
Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel.
Well, what about it?
The problem is this jewel's color.
Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself.
According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Ah, see that?
Yep.
Red?
Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Emanon that Master Mask stole at all.
Objection! Your point is, Mr. Trite, so you're trying to say that this blackmail was intended for someone else. That's what you're trying to say? Right, Trite?
That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick?
Yes. This is who Cain Bullard was actually blackmailing.
He was
Case detective.
Yeah, he was blackmailing him. Take that.
Naturally, it was you, Detective Atney.
Do you have some sort of basis for that claim?
You've been personally involved in every single Master Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. That is the diamond referred to in the letter, which means that Cain Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. No!
Order in the court. Order, I say.
Objection! Seems You've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Wright.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said that.
Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real?
Yes, I am.
Kid, come on, stand up to him.
And answer me this. Blackmail letters contain some following passage. You don't want your identity revealed to the world.
Yes, it certainly does.
Kane Bullard is ready to make Luke Atman's identity public knowledge. Identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity?
Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. Huh. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick.
The identity that Luke Atme wanted so desperately to keep secret was his identity as...
Blackmail.
Yep. Luke Atme was a blackmailer.
Objection! Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
I have to admit, that does sound a little odd.
It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Rhonda Light was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans? In which case, that would mean that Rhonda Light was actually Master Mask.
That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you... You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Ron Delight? In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask the Mask. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron Delight was Mask the Mask?
I'm thinking it's that newspaper clipping.
Yes.
I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Mask the Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Master Mask was really Ron Delight. What is supposed to be Master Mask?
Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective.
I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer.
What a fraud, trying to pass him off as an ace detective.
Why, how dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why, you... How dare you even dare imply responsibility? Why try to do something yourself with those big mouths of yours, you fools? Fools, I say, none of you can fed my cheese. You're just jealous. So good this to me. Come on, baby, there's nothing great to blackmail, but no threats. I'll get away with all of it. It's enough to make one laugh.
You crazy bastard.
Cuff 'em.
It would seem we've finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme.
Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
Objection. Oh, boy. There's always something else.
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim.
What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
Huh?
You don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite.
What do you...
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder.
That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bolt.
But there's still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No way!
Order. Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright?
This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullard's office on that night.
But did you really prove that?
That's long enough. Mr. Trite, I want to hear your answer.
That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense can't. They can't prove it.
Really? The book says. Not yet.
I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony, objection.
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean.
What?
Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as mask to mask.
No.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Mask the Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness to hold the fucker.
We know that he was in that room and he knocked out Rhonda Light cold, right?
Yeah.
So he has gloves on, so he wouldn't leave fingerprints on the buzzer.
Right.
How do we know he used the key card?
Did he?
Or did he?
Did he actually do it?
What the hell? What are we missing here? I'm sure the book tells us, but let me just go.
Order. Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is...
Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. You can look for more evidence and...
By then, it'll be too late.
Huh? Why?
Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law.
Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as masked mask, which means
He will be innocent as far as the murder of Cain Bullard is concerned.
No way.
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Cain Bullard's murderer.
What? There's got to be something. Now there's nothing I could possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I am afraid I have to declare there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections?
Oh, yes. Well, we got it.
Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
Objection! I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you...
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
That voice. No way.
Long time no see, Phoenix.
Mia. This is the true power of the Crane channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me. Right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey.
Now, let's do this.
But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine.
Not yet. The testimony's not over yet.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well. Then we shall prove their importance by a cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter? Mr. Godot?
nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do Luke anything to me, Luke at...
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you...
Very well then, Mr. Luke Atme. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief.
Last testimony. Look carefully.
Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I had known about the dates beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Lon Delight. And thanks to the key card and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Zvari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
So I think we're going to find a hole in that shit. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course,
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
the police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Are you gonna make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke Atmey's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec, just one chance?
It seems that the party's about to begin.
Well, Phoenix,
There isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony.
so it would seem.
What do you mean, so it would seem?
Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it.
Cup number 17. Last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial.
I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence.